Hi guys, it's Andy from mcfcfantv. This video is all about strikers. It's going to be a whirlwind tour of some of the strikers out there, and to ask the question, do we actually need one? I think the best place to start is within our own club. Obviously we've got Sergio Aguero, who is currently 30 years of age, probably one of my favourite all-time players, behind the likes of David Silva. However, we do know over the last few seasons he has picked up injuries, little knocks, and then we had the incident in Amsterdam last year. However, if we look at him, he's 30 years of age. If we look at just last season alone, in the Premier League he played 22 games, scored 21 goals. In the Champions League he played 5 games, scored 4 goals. In the League Cup he played 3 and scored 3, and the FA Cup played 2 and scored 2. So I mean, he's still absolutely clinical, but let's face facts, he's not getting any younger. We also have Gabriel Jesus. Now Jesus is 21, as we know. Last season didn't play as many games as we would like him to have played. However, he played 19, he scored 13, he played 7 Champions League games and scored 4. Remember when we signed Gabriel Jesus? We also got this guy. Remember him? Marlos Moreno. He's currently 21 years of age, Colombian. He was signed for 4.75 million. Didn't play a game for City. We sent him straight on loan to Deportivo La Coruña, where he played 19 games, didn't score a goal. He was actually really well praised by Tim Vickery, the South American expert on football, at the time when we were interested in both Moreno and Gabriel Jesus. But sadly, it just doesn't seem to have worked out. In 2017, he was moved on loan to Girona, where he only appeared twice, never scored a goal. And then January 2018, he moved back to the Brazilian club Flamengo, where he's played 5 games and hasn't scored. He's still on loan until December 2018, but it's one of those that for 4.75 million, it just doesn't seem to have worked out, really, does it? Then there's this guy, Lucas Nemecha, who only made 2 appearances for City in the 2017-2018 season. However, if you remember rightly, he did score the, I think it was the 3rd penalty against Leicester in the penalty shootout. It's one of those, it's really difficult, Blues. He was born in Hamburg, yet he's represented England at under 17, under 16, under 17, under 18, under 19. Just been taken by Adi Boothroyd to the Toulon tournament that we've just won. Not sure how many games he actually played there. However, he played for the under 17s in 2017 in the UEFA Cup. And he actually scored the winning goals in both the semi and also the final. So he looks like a massive talent, but is he going to get the opportunities at Manchester City? He's only 19 years of age, but come next season, is it just going to be another sub-appearance for 10-15 minutes? Is that what Pep's looking for? Is Pep going to really give him the chance? Could he be the next Marcus Rashford? Who knows? But unless these kids are given a chance in a few more games rather than just, you know, a couple of minutes here and there, we'll never know. He has been quite prolific at academy level. So, I mean, fingers crossed he's going to be one of the 3, being it Foden and also Brahim Diaz, that next season might just get a chance from Pep Guardiola. So on Twitter we had, let me read this, this was from Tyrone Evans, and he said Dybala, versatile, has the abilities that Pep looks for. We also had Lee Abbs, and Lee said Lewandowski, he's played Pep style, it's very good, plus he also gives us a bit of height. We also had El Maggio FC, if pronounced that right. He, however, says that with 2 is enough. We don't actually need a 3rd striker, because he believes Raz and Bernardo can play as false 9s. I'm not sure whether they're suited to a false 9, maybe in the number 10 role. However, I think it's what it does is degrade away from their actual positions, where they excel in. But yes, they have played the odd games in that position, but I'm not sure they're really natural strikers, in my own opinion. We also had one from Sai Vishal. Here you go, Blues. Balotelli. He's free and won't bother, have too much of a bother spending time on the bench. Sai, Balotelli. Do we really want any more craziness around the Etihad? We've just got rid of one balloon. Do we want this balloon back again? Guess we'll see. Then we've got, well, quite simple. This is from Bolt from the Blue, and it's just one word: Mbappe, and that's it. We also had one from P. Harris, who just simply put Vardy. Now, don't know what your thoughts are on that, Blues, but what we'll do is we'll have a look at some of the big players around Europe, and what I'm also going to do then is talk about some of the players around that some of you will have heard of, others maybe not so. And what we're going to do is compare their appearances and strike rates, certainly for last season, because some of them might surprise you that they've actually not been that great. Now, one of the players that was discussed earlier, that somebody tweeted in over, was Lewandowski. He's 29 at the moment. He's going to be 30, I think, in August. However, his goal-scoring record is absolutely prolific. If you go back to 2010 to 2014, when he was at Dortmund, he played 131 times, scoring 74 goals. 2014, he moved to Bayern. At Bayern, he's played 126 games, scoring 106 goals. I mean, you know, that's up there with Sergio Aguero. For Poland, 94 appearances, 53 goals. So this guy, even though, yes, he's around the Sergio Aguero age, he is prolific. He scores goals wherever he goes. He does bring as well that little bit of height as well to give us a potential further option. He signed a contract with Bayern, and I think it runs till 2021, and the rumours are that he's got a release clause around about 110 million euros. So not cheap, but certainly not as expensive as some of the release clause of others around the world. One of the other players that was mentioned earlier on Twitter by Tyrone Evans was Paulo Dybala. Fantastic talent, 24 years of age, Argentinian international. He joined Palermo in 2012 and played 89 times, where he scored 21 goals, before moving to Juventus in 2015, where he's played 98 times and scored 52 goals. So, you know, he's over 1 in 2 player in Italy, which is decent. He's played 12 times for Argentina, not scored yet, but he has got a release clause in his contract which is astronomical, and that is £202 million. £202 million. That's quite frightening. I'm not sure that anybody would actually pay that right now. However, I mean, to purchase somebody of the likes of Dybala, who's only 24, it's going to take a significant amount of money to prize him away from Juventus at this current point, where they've got Champions League, they've got the league, Serie A, etc. So Dybala, lovely player, still got loads of potential to come in the coming years. 202 million, 150 million, it's going to be expensive, Blues. Hi guys, moving on from earlier. The next player is Kylian Mbappe, who's only 19 years of age. This was mentioned earlier by Bolt from the Blue, and I agree, an absolutely amazing player, and only 19 years of age. However, it's going to cost an absolute arm and a leg. We know that his buyout clause could be anywhere between 160 and 200 million pounds. Last season he played a total of 48 games for PSG, scoring 24 goals and also 11 assists. In Ligue 1 he made 27 appearances with 13 goals and 8 assists, and also in the Champions League he played 8 games where he scored 4 with 3 assists. So, you know, this kid is seriously special, but it's going to be seriously expensive. The next player I want to talk about is this guy, and this is Marco Asensio of Real Madrid. Now, he is more of an attacking midfielder. However, he's only 22 years of age, probably will cost an awful lot of money. But he made 55 appearances for Real Madrid last season, scoring 9 goals and 7 assists in that time. In the 32 games that he played for Real Madrid, he made 0 assists but scored 6 goals. So his figures are not as, let's say, impressive as the likes of Kylian Mbappe, but he's certainly one for the future. But he is actually 2-3 years older than Mbappe, so maybe not an option for us at this time. The next player I want to talk about, well, is Marcus Rashford. We know the kid's got serious talent. We saw him for England the other night, where he was exceptional. Would United sell him to us? He's not happy there, clearly, under Jose Mourinho. But if you look at his appearances last season, he made 60 in total throughout the whole season, and that's varies for club competitions and internationals, etc. He scored 16 goals, made 6 assists in that time, so not even as good as Raheem Sterling. But at 19 years of age, the kid's got serious potential and could be a real wild card option for Pep Guardiola. Can you imagine what Pep would do with him at that age? Who knows? The next player is Moussa Dembele from Celtic. He's only 21 years of age. However, not last season, but the season before, he was quite prolific. Last season he played 37 times for Celtic, but only scoring 16 goals. Say only 16 goals, and in, let's face it, not the best league in the world. But he was being touted around between lots of the top 6 clubs only 12 months ago. But I don't think it's an option at this time, even though he's only 21 years of age. Going to give you another one here, another wild card, and this is Thomas Lemar. Now, Lemar is 22 years of age, plays for Monaco. He's not naturally a striker. He is very attacking in the Sane role, but he's played 40 times for Monaco last season, and the problem being with Lemar is he's got 3 goals. He's got 8 assists, but 3 goals and 8 assists in not a great league for Monaco. And would probably be in the region of around about 70 to 100 million to buy. Not for me. Just don't think. I think Sane's better, if I'm honest. Then there's this kid, Ousmane Dembele, currently at Barcelona, only 21 years of age. Made 33 appearances last season, scoring 6 goals with 6 assists. In La Liga, he only played 17 appearances, only scoring 3 goals in total, but again making assists. Now, he's only 21 years of age, so this kid's still got a lot of growing to do. Incredibly quick, quite powerful, but again, it's one of those, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to get this type of player into the Premier League. So you'd be looking in the region of £150 million just to try and prize him away from Barca, if Barca want to sell him. But he is struggling behind the likes of Luis Suarez, Messi, etc. So another fantastic kid, too expensive. Okay, so some wild cards now. And this is if, like I said earlier, the likes of Lucas Nemecha is not going to get a chance at Manchester City, or even if the academy are going to start picking up some sort of random strikers from around the world. The next kid is Gonçalo Guedes. He's 21. He's from PSG, who's currently on loan at Valencia. Now, so far in total in La Liga last year, he had 33 appearances and scored 5 goals. Not prolific, but he's getting rave reviews from an early age of like 18, 19. He was described as the next big thing. Another wild card is a 19-year-old from Argentina. He's currently with PSV. He's called Maximiliano Romero, and he's been described as having the dribbling and finishing skills of Lionel Messi, but how many times have we heard that? Another bright spark is somebody called Juan Manuel Baselli. He's 18 years of age, he's a Uruguayan. He's currently with somebody called Sporting Defensor. He's only made 24 appearances, 2 goals, but again, he's one of these sort of bright sparks that are pushed around the world as being the next Messi, etc. This is the kid. We'll keep an eye on him. Absolutely no idea who he is, but he's got rave reviews in all the top 10 top prospects around the world for anybody under the age of 20. And this leaves me to my final choice. Now, I know we've already covered the likes of Lewandowski, even though we said 29 coming up to 30 in August. We've looked at the likes of Paulo Dybala, fantastic talent, but going to cost an absolute fortune in their release clause. We also looked at the likes of Kylian Mbappe, again, amazing. Would be fantastic if he came to Manchester City, but again, it's going to cost us an absolute fortune to prize these brilliant talents away from their current clubs. But there is one other, and out of all the research I did over the last couple of days on these strikers from around the world, there's one in particular that really sort of stands out, especially when I keep reading you all these stats of games and goals, and when you think of some of the leagues that they're playing in. And this is Timo Werner. Now, Timo Werner, 22 years of age, plays for RB Leipzig in the Bundesliga, which is a difficult league. Now, so far, last season, in total, he made 52 appearances, scoring 23 goals and having 9 assists. In the Bundesliga alone, he had 32 appearances, getting 13 goals and 7 assists. Now, when you start adding that and comparing that to some of the other players that we've mentioned earlier, for a 22-year-old kid, that's pretty impressive. He's big, he's strong, he's good on the ball, he's quick, and who knows? So maybe this could be a pet wildcard. Somebody who would not cost anywhere near the figures that we spoke about with Mbappe, with the likes of Rashford, and moving through to Dembele, etc, etc. So out of all of these players, yes, I would love Mbappe. Mbappe would be my #1 choice. However, if we want a bit of a bargain, and has proven himself in a fantastic league, then Timo Werner, for me, at 22, I reckon we could get him for around about 40-50 million and could be the next big thing. See you soon, Blues.